over a hunch.
Henry had been shaking hands and hugging strangers for 3 hours. His suit was tight in the shoulders and arms. Shifting his weight, he shook his left foot, then his right. If Henry heard "I'm sorry for your loss" one more time, he might just vomit. He stepped out the receiving line, crossed the room, peered out the window. The line of people waiting to give their respects snaked out the door and down 3 blocks. Ugh. He went back and took his place beside his sobbing mother. Henry shook another stranger's hand and noticed the man standing beside the stranger. A familiar face. Somebody who actually knew Stephen.
Sorry, man.
Thanks, he whispered to his mother.
I need a break.
Henry motioned Rane away from the crowd. They found 2 empty chairs near the back of the room.
How are you holding up?
I've been better.
What's up with his hair? He looks like one of those grease monkeys from the 50s.
Huh, it's pretty bad.
I hear they arrested the guy that did it.
About that, there's something you should know. Wolf killed Stephen because of what you guys did to Maggie Stewart.
After all these years? Doesn't make sense. I didn't think she told anybody.
It would seem she told him, and he's not happy about it.
She doing him?
It's a good assumption.
The case against him is good, right?
Yes,
Then there's nothing to worry about.
he's out on bail.
Then I guess things are about to get interesting.
I went to see him, rattled his cage, hinted at taking my revenge on Maggie. I just wanted to rile him up, but the guy's intense. Whatever happens, I want nothing to do with it.
You should have thought of that before you threatened Maggie. I'm thinking you're in it just as much as the rest of us.
He killed my brother. What was I supposed to do, shake his hand?
All I'm saying is that it seems you're the one who should be watching his back.
She adjusted the buds in her ears, clipped her iPod to her wrist, and began her morning jog. Maggie peered into the vehicle. With one arm folded across the open window, she reached with the other and slid a black canister of pepper spray from her sock. Her arm dangled by her side, the weapon concealed in her closed fist. Of the 4 men, he scared her the most. Several times during the attack, the others had asked Rane to end it, but he kept her for several more hours. As terrified as she was of him, she refused to give him the satisfaction of knowing just how much he frightened her.
You're looking good. Still want to scream for me?
What do you want?
I heard your boyfriend is out for revenge on your behalf.
Well, you heard wrong.
I thought we had this whole thing worked out.
Worked out. As if they'd come to some kind of compromise. Maggie kept her silence for one reason, and it had nothing to do with him. Yeah, we do.
If this was all worked out, why did you tell your new boyfriend about us?
I don't know what you heard, but I haven't told anyone anything.
Then why did your boyfriend jump Stephen?
I don't know.
If he wants a war, he'll get one.
He doesn't.
It was nice seeing you again, Maggie.
Maggie stuck her head back in the vehicle. You're not going after him, are you?
Why should I? He doesn't know anything, right?
Right.
Unless I find out different. There shouldn't be a problem. As far as I'm concerned, it's ancient history. It's done is done. After all, it's been years. I assume you feel the same.
Yeah. When he shifted to drive, she stuck her head back into the open window.
We have to stop meeting like this. You know, people will start to talk.
If you touch him, I'm gonna kill you.
A bit dramatic, don't you think?
Henry, I'm so sorry about your brother.
Thank you.
Oh, please come in. What can I do for you?
I was hoping to see Maggie.
I wasn't aware you two knew each other.
I understand she was with my brother the night he died.
Yeah, she was.
Henry wasn't that close to his brother, but that didn't mean he wanted the family name dragged through the mud either. Could I speak to her?
Of course. Sit, I'll get her.
Thank you, sir. Henry walked to the far end of the room and glanced out of a floor-to-ceiling picture window. An Olympic-sized swimming pool was off to the left. Decorative masonry boxed in a pool in the way of a 3-foot wall. He glanced over his shoulder to find her standing in the doorway. Hello, Maggie. Fear swelled in her eyes, which wasn't his intention. Henry didn't want any trouble with her boyfriend, but if necessary, Henry was prepared to defend himself. Not even Cameron Wolfe could outrun a bullet. If Maggie didn't agree to keep his brother's secret, he was prepared to threaten her, making the fear in her eyes legitimate. Henry took a seat on the end of the leather sectional. I wanted to talk to you about the night my brother died. Maggie moved past him and sat on the opposite end. I understand the man who killed my brother is a friend of yours.
Yes?
Henry scooted closer. Why didn't you report what my brother and his friends did to you all those years ago?
Why does it matter?
Henry scooted further down the sofa, now only inches from her. I don't want it coming out in court.
Yeah, I don't either.
Henry glided his hand under the crease of her shorts. You're such a beautiful woman.
You bastard!
Her open hand swung at his face, but he snatched her wrist. Henry's grip tightened around her slender thigh. I'm glad we agree. If things change, I'd hate to have to come back for another chat.
Is that a threat?
It sure is.
Honey,
You scared me, Dad.
was Steven one of the boys who attacked you?
You were eavesdropping?
I'm in my own house. You could hardly call it eavesdropping. Now answer my question.
No, he wasn't.
What was he talking about then? What did Stephen and his friends do to you?
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Maggie. Henry said he didn't want it coming up in court. Stephen and his friends must have broken the law, and it has something to do with you. As a father, you can imagine my suspicions are wild right now. I'd like you to put them to ease.
Not even maybe.
Good afternoon, Mayor Stewart.
Susan, I need the address and phone number of Cameron Wolfe. We just settled a legal matter with him concerning the Copper Creek property.
Certainly.
I'll wait.
Of course.
He slid the casserole dish from the middle rack in the oven and placed it on top of the stove. But the heat leaked through the thin mitts.
Oh, fuck.
He pitched them at the cracked counter.
Hell! Damn it!
Yep.
Cameron Wolfe.
Who's this?
John Stewart.
What can I do for you, Mayor Stewart?
I'd like to speak to you about my daughter.
I've stayed away from your daughter, just as you asked.
Not on the phone. Can you meet me?
Where?
Anywhere. As far as when goes, now would be preferable.
1602 Creighton.
I know where you live.
My sweet. How was your day? Did Kip let you stretch and take you to the little girl's room? Rane turned and began undressing. Neatly folding his clothes and setting them on his bureau. When he turned back around, Jewel held Cupcake by the neck. If you break her neck, I'll break yours.
I want to go home. I won't tell anyone anything. I just want to go. If you don't let me go, I'll break Cupcake's neck. I'm serious. Come any closer and I'll break her neck.
He was tiring of her anyway. Thinking about getting someone new. But he didn't want to sacrifice Cupcake in the process. He held up his hands, palms out. Go. Go. Jewel stepped from the bed, both her hands still around Cupcake's neck. Bitch!
No! Don't leave me alone! I don't want to die! No!
Bitch! Cunt! Cupcake's lifeless body lay a few feet away from him. Bitch! He twisted his hands around her throat, snapping her neck. Rane tossed Jewel across the room, sprinted and kicked her in the stomach. Jewel's body rolled, leaving her face up, eyes open. You stupid, dead bitch. Not even worthy of Kip's affection. He scooped her up. considered his options for replacing Jewel. He'd have to find someone quick. Because Kip would be upset that he didn't get to kill her. He really liked it when they started to turn cold and rigid in his arms. A few times Rane had seen Kip holding them and loving on them like zombie dolls. Even humming lullabies in their cold ears as they rotted in his tender embrace. After they were dead, Rane didn't let Kip keep them around for more than a day, or they'd get to stinking up the place. Jewel wouldn't even get to hear a sweet lullaby from Kip.
One battle,
My sweet,
but there's still a war.
he's strong,
Yeah, I lost one battle,
self-assured.
but there's still a war. Yeah,
He's very intelligent, you know.
I ain't never leaving you. I ain't never
My
leaving
only
you.
regret will
Never.
be how much of you I missed.
It's one battle. They took you from me, but they know you need me. Scars can't heal while you bleeding. MJ screaming. Spaced out hearts in the ground. Can't believe the words out their mouth. Crooked system of the victim Christians. The biggest villains don't forgive them, even if they seek repentance. I lost the battle with the rules, yeah, chains. I'ma win this war ready with my aim. No pain, no range. Brave heart, brave son. In Jesus' name.
Just like you.
It was one battle,
You will make it in this world without me.
but there's still a war.
And I know this because you are just like
And
him.
I'm a warrior.
Intelligent, strong,
Son, I love you.
self-assured.
The war ain't over, ain't over.
Rane knelt down and smoothed the soil over Cupcake's grave. Star was a possibility. He hated the way she talked to him, like he was beneath her. That raised too much suspicion since he worked for her. Had to play smart. He had to find somebody more random. Somebody they couldn't trace back to him. Maybe AJ would show his face in Cut and Shoot again. And maybe he could finally finish this up and blow out of town.
Cam leaned against the bookcase behind Gramps' recliner. So, what can I do for you?
Stephen Walker and some of his friends did something to my daughter. Did your disagreement with Stephen have something to do with Maggie and what they did to her?
Yep.
So you know what they did to my daughter.
Yep.
Tell me.
Not my place.
You son of a bitch, I'm her father.
The mayor crossed the room and stood nose to nose with him.
I demand to know what happened to my daughter.
Not my place.
Hit me.
Gripping him by the scruff of his shirt, Cam's body swayed like floss in the mayor's grasp.
Put me in the ground right next to Stephen.
Wait, why?
You'll understand when you have a daughter of your own.
The mayor shoved Cam backwards. Well, then I guess I'll never understand. I'm going to die in prison.
Why can't you tell me?
Maggie.
She said not to tell me.
Yup.
Can you at least tell me why she doesn't want me to know whatever it is that happened to her?
I have a feeling you have a pretty good guess as to what happened to her.
Why the hell does she insist on protecting these bastards?
It's because of you.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Yeah? Well, welcome to the club.
Who are the others?
I don't know.
You knew Stephen Walker was one of them, but you don't know who the rest are?
I didn't know Stephen was one of them.
I don't understand. You just said that's the reason you attacked him.
Well, I wasn't sure. I am now, but I wasn't then.
You mean to tell me you beat a man to death because of a hunch?
Yep.
How many?
Does it even fucking matter?
Hell yeah!
I promised her.
You're not gonna tell me.
I think you've spent too much time around politicians and forgotten what the meaning of the word promise is. When I make a promise, I mean it.
I'm not asking you for names. I'm asking for a number. I assume, since you attacked Stephen over a hunch, that you're somewhat desperate to see my daughter's assailants punished.
Assailants?
Yeah, the assailants.
Interesting choice of words. I prefer barbaric, savage pigs that should burn in hell. But if assailants works for you, then we'll go with it.
We're on the same team. Start treating me like the bad guy. I want them worse than you do.
Not fucking likely.
I'm going to try to find the bastards who hurt my daughter and prosecute them for their crime. But it would help a great deal if you could tell me how many I'm looking for. Think about it. I know a lot of people in this town, and the Houston area for that matter. I still run my law practice out of Houston. If you want them, let me help.
Fuck. Sorry.
Tell me this. How old were you when you found out there was no Santa Claus?
4.
Thank you.
Mayor?
Yeah?
What are you planning on doing?
Why?
Because I want in.
I think you're in enough trouble already. Let me handle this.
I think we both know I'm fucked. How could things possibly get any worse for me?
I said I'll handle it. Understood?
Yep.